The late adopter. The bounce, guys, the bounce. Everybody asking whether the bounce is good. It is legit. Is it legit? Are we going up? Like, was this the bottom? So we're gonna, look at some kind of nice lines that might show us that, we are at technically some kind of support, but, we still have to, climb the mountain to get out of the dump. We are not quite yet there, but it's a nice bounce. It's a nice bounce. Now this bounce is something like 15% from bottom to the top, so it is nice bounce, but I don't think we are quite there yet, and I'm gonna explain to you why. And once you see that, you'll understand that we got a mountain to climb. Now if you go to the daily time frame up here, you'll see, if we pop some moving averages up here on the chart, that we are still below all of the moving averages. We are still being pushed down every time we try to climb this this white and red moving average. Every time we try to climb that, we get always pushed on the downside. So right now, that's the next big resistance. The way I see it is the 10 and 20 moving average up here, and we want to do something like over here. We want to break it to the upside and then continue. We want to get support as well. We don't just want to break it, but when we go towards the downside, we want to retest it as support, and after that we can say, okay, that's good. Right now we are above 10 20 moving average, but just breaking it up, then staying up and then right back down again, it's not good enough. So as you can see on the chart over here, we are extended on the downside. We are below the moving averages, and we are not yet out of the dump, unfortunately. So this is still pushing us towards downside. Now there is technically some nice support on downside, and we'll talk about that. As you know from before, these are the big support levels up here. We're just gonna remove this one for a second. We have been let's go to the small time frames, because small time frames you can see this really nicely. Let's go to the 1 hourly time frame. Yeah, 1 hourly is nice over here, so you're gonna see what's happening. So these were the support lines, and the first one was up here at 38.39. the next one was down here at 34.35, and I was expecting a move all the way down between 31.3 and 32,000 up here, down here, and we didn't get there. We came as close as 32.9, but we did not get all the way down to the support area, and that's kind of bothering me a little bit. But we all also know that one less dump oftentimes does not happen. Once it comes close enough, oftentimes it turns and goes the other way around. And we've been saying that this 31 to 32,000 level area is a very important area to hold, and if we break this on the downside, we are going to see some kind of 20,000 levels downwards. But right now we are not quite yet there. I'm gonna explain to you when I think that might happen, or not when, but more like what has to happen for that to actually happen. So you can see here that we after keeping this 34.35 for some time, we went down to this 31.32. Unfortunately not getting all the way down there, because why should we go down there and get filled our positions when you can just start going up from over here. So this does look a little nice, and it is a nice bounce towards the upside, but just like I just showed you on the daily chart, we are not quite yet there, and there are definitely certain lines that are being broken up here on those small time frames that we are going towards the upside, especially this on the 4 hourly time frame. The downtrend, first of all, we had a big fast steamy downtrend down here that got broken, and then we created another downtrend down here, something like this up here. Now even that got broken, and then there was of course this trend line of course as well, and this got broken as well. So all of these trend lines over here on the small time frame are broken. So this small move towards downside, I think right now technically it is broken, and we are pushing it a little bit towards the upside. The question is, how high can we push on the upside? Of course, the daily 10 and 20 moving average, as you see here, 10 and 20 moving average will be acting as a big resistance. Now, as we going towards the upside up here, 38, 39 levels right over here, you can see the 10 moving average also coming to these levels. They are gonna be very, very important resistance area, and it's gonna be interesting to see whether we manage to break this towards the upside or not. So not gonna dwell too much about what's happening right now, because this looks a little bit weak to me. So we're gonna follow and see how this actually happens. But it's only the dump down after 31,000, I think it can be, you know, significant dump. None of these other moves are significant. There are small moves that are significant, but not as significant as is gonna be below 31,000 levels. That said, this doesn't, oftentimes when you have these kind of dumps, you recover pretty fast towards the upside, if not the same day, maybe next day, but we are, you know, we are using a little bit time for this recovery, so it is kind of keeping me a little bit on the side right now, and it's gonna be interesting to see how it reacts to these levels. Now, when will stuff actually get really bad? I'm gonna show you a line. Somebody showed me a line. Let me just clear up. Yesterday we had a live stream and somebody showed me a line, and you know, I often see these lines, but you forget about lines. Now he showed me this state up here, this state up here, and you can see here that we are getting this support on the downside. Now this line can of course be a little bit you know, changed, and then we are, you know, below the line, but you know, then we have this pivot point up here, it's support, and then we are above the line. Then we can use this one because this this other one, pivot point, is a little bit back, and this looks a little bit more legit because you hit this one, this one, this one, and this one as well, and then we are all the way down. But if you look at it on the weekly time frame, you can get a lot more clearer picture of this line up here, and go something like this, and you can see clearly up here that it is very nice holding this support level. Now this line is very important to hold, and it is one that, you know, if we break, we're gonna, you know, dump to 20,000. So we do not want to break this line. So let me explain to you how this works. So you can see this first line up here. When we broke this trend line up here on the weekly time frame, we dumped big time towards downside. Now the next line that we created was this one here, and once we broke you know, that line on the downside, we dumped again. So now if we break this line again, we're gonna dump big time towards downside, so we do not want to break this line. Now this is also gonna be a lot more severe than these two drops, because these two drops comes from a trend that's going towards the upside. So this trend is going towards the upside, this trend is going towards the upside. Now unfortunately this bigger trend up here is going towards the downside, so if we break this on the downside down here, it can be pretty severe. And this is the only moment that I think that you know, on the weekly time frame, that we might see some kind of a 20,000 levels on the downside, because as shown before, not this chart up here, as shown before, the support levels that I have on my charts right now is you know, 31,000 up here, and then the next one is all the way down at 19,000, 19,000 down here. So you know, below between these two levels there is literally nothing up here. So that's what I'm looking right now. Hopefully this will hold and will make you know, make some kind of nice move towards the upside. So you know, I haven't checked you know, that much into the what kind of patterns might be playing out here, but all I know, if we want to make any kind of moves towards the upside, any kind of moves towards the upside, not this one up here, I think this is the line up here, give or take, it corresponds really nice to 20 moving average up here. So this trend line up here corresponds nicely to 20 moving. If we want to make any kind of nice moves towards the upside, we need to break these levels. So anything from 38,000 to the, you know, 20 moving average at 40,008, anything up here, we need to break this resistance. So this is gonna be acting as a tough resistance. This move is a nice, you know, stoppage move right now, but we have been a little bit extended on the downside, so I need some kind of consolidation here if we're gonna continue on the downside. But if you want to see any kind of, you know, move towards the upside, there is a lot of resistance up here that we needs to be broken. You can see here nicely on the 4-hourly chart, we are close to that, but not quite yet there. Let's pull some other moving averages. You see this 100 moving average right going with the trend line up here, and right now that we are climbing up here, I think we can see some kind of 38, 39,000, this 50 moving average trying to get broken, and if you can manage to get above that, it's gonna be good times. But right now I'm just looking, you know, at this as a sideways movement, and we'll see how the price actually reacts over time. But you know, we are breaking on the small time frames, we are breaking definitely some important resistance up here. You can see this top up here got broken, went right below that, and then you know, jumped above it again. Right now still above it, even with these pushes on the downside, we are still keeping above the level. So I'm thinking right now this is just consolidating here above the 10-20 moving average before next, you know, next move towards the upside, because you definitely need more strength, more bulls to push the price towards the upside, and bulls are getting in once you get to certain, you know, close levels to the moving averages. So I'm thinking right now they are getting ready for this move towards the upside to try to break this resistance. If that if that becomes a success, and you know, great success, and we get above these trend lines, I think we might have a nice rally towards the upside. Unfortunately, we get rejected. I'm back again looking at 31,000, and then we're gonna look at how we are playing with the weekly trend line that I just showed you. But if this manages to get up here, it's gonna be good times. It's gonna be good times. Alts are gonna explode and stuff like that. Even on this move, doesn't matter if we break the move or not. I think if we make the move towards the upside up here, because how much is that right now? That can be something like anything between like 5% all the way up to something like 11% towards the upside. A big move towards the upside, Bitcoin will, I think, have decent good effect on the altcoins as well. So that might be good. Of course, if we for whatever reason should fall below 10 and 20 moving average, all cards are off the table, and you know, who knows what's gonna happen. So I'm definitely looking at this like some kind of sideways moves right now. I still don't think this is that significant just yet, because pushing it right now even harder towards downside, it's kind of hard until you can see every time you push the downside, you kind of have to have this kind of sideways movement to get the moving averages towards you and then dump on the side. The same goes up here. You push, then you go down, you get the moving averages, maybe, you know, fake out towards the upside and again towards the downside, right? So this sideways move, that's what I'm looking for right now. That means pouring Bitcoin, unfortunately, but you know, there is probably some kind of altcoins that are doing 200, 300x right now. Who knows? Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. See you around. Bye bye.